Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining us on 13 Plus. We want to bring in Chief Meteorologist Aaron Christensen for a look at what's going on outside. Aaron, lots of people, as we've talked about before, the previous storms have caused quite a bit of damage, so a lot of eyes have been on the weather during monsoon so far, anyway.
This really has been the monsoon of damaging winds. You know, I tell people all the time, every monsoon kind of seems to have its own trademark, if you will, or leaves its mark across the Tucson area. We've had some with, you know, quite a few tornado warnings and watches. We've had a couple really with flash flooding. This one's been all about the damaging wind, and today has been certainly no different. We do still have the risk those storms are going to produce some damaging winds in excess of 58 miles per hour as we head through the course of the evening. Want to give you a look from Marana. This is looking toward Sombrero Peak, also known as Safford Peak, and some nice conditions there. But to the northeast, we are watching a line of storms moving through eastern Pinal County. We've had some improving conditions here with the severe thunderstorm warning that was set up across southeast Pinal County, just allowed to expire at the top of the hour, but we're still watching these storms packing quite a punch, and they'll eventually track into Pima County as well. The one severe thunderstorm warning that we do have at this hour continues through 7:15. It's impacting the Coolidge area just to the east of Casa Grande. Some of these storms, especially that close to I-10, have been producing blowing dust advisories, dust storm warnings today. So I would be on high alert for that, especially if you have anyone who jumped on I-10 headed in that direction to the north. Maybe they're headed to Phoenix. Give them a call, kind of a heads up. That's what they're going to encounter, because this is a long line of storms that stretches from Florence all the way down to the Pima Pinal County line, and that's all headed to the southwest, moving through areas like Florence at roughly 7:18, as well as Noriska at 7:52, Coolidge approximately 8:10. So this is also packing some hail. Where you see those blue dots, that is where we have had what we call hail tracks. Some of these areas of hail have been producing hailstones that are about an inch in diameter. That is certain to do some damage. So if you're not hearing thunder, move your car into the garage or carport to prevent any sort of hail damage. We've even seen some of that hail in the foothills of Tucson, the Catalina foothills as well. So as these storms just continue to head west of Catalina, we'll get set to see them here in the Marana area over the next 30 to 60 minutes. We're still watching runoff with that flash flood warning for central Pima County. This does include portions of the Tohono O'odham Nation, villages like Quinlan, as well as Silnakia. That continues through about 7:15. So take a moment, take a look at the villages under this flash flood warning. You want to stay off the roads there. No doubt I am mispronouncing those. My apologies, but certainly going to see some of those roads that are gravel and dirt washing off and being degraded pretty darn quickly. So there's your laundry list of our flood advisory, severe thunderstorm warning, flash flood warnings across our area. But we are still under the risk of severe storms tonight, mainly because of those damaging winds. So if you notice one of those storms coming near you, you definitely want to move indoors, maybe even to the farthest interior portion of your home, small room like a bathroom that doesn't have a window, maybe a laundry room or a closet, because we've been seeing some tremendous damage to even rooftops and siding and awnings with the winds today. And that risk does continue for those areas in yellow and brown all the way through midnight, and the highest risk yet this evening to the west of Tucson. That continues for most of Pima and Santa Cruz County until 10 o'clock. Your severe thunderstorm watch, meaning conditions just right for our storms to turn severe, through 9 o'clock. So even though those storms right now seem to have cleared out of the Tucson area, we're carefully keeping tabs on those that are across eastern Pinal County, because as they move toward Pima County, the Tucson area, central Pima County again, they are going to have an environment that is ripe for turning severe. So we may not be finished with the severe weather yet this evening across southern Arizona. So please stay weather aware. Make sure you've got that First Alert Weather app downloaded on your phone. Notifications turned on. We'll be the first to alert you when severe weather is in your area. And believe it or not, Mary, coming up at 10 o'clock, we're going to track where that risk for damaging wind again is tomorrow.
All right, Aaron, thank you very much. Hey, another reason to join us on 13 News Live at 10. Aaron will have your latest weather forecast. And hey, I know we promised that we had a story to tell you this evening, so we'll jump right into it. A federal law requires hospitals to put its procedures costs online, but a report by a consumer advocacy group found price transparency is still a work in progress. In today's Watching Your Wallet, consumer investigator Carice Jackman spoke with healthcare advocates about the importance of posting the price and what you can do to help save some money.
You know, when you go to the grocery store, you can see the price of milk on the shelf, you see it when you check out at the cashier, and you see it on the receipt when you go out. But that's not possible in healthcare.
Giving patients access to hospital prices is why healthcare advocate Mary Beth Garino wrote the Post the Price report. She says patients should be able to get an accurate look at what the price of care is before they see a doctor.
Patients, as consumers, have a lot of power over purse strings and the power of a consumer to decide where to spend their healthcare dollars. But they can't do that if they don't know the price.
Since 2021, federal rules from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, or CMS, require hospitals to make their prices public in two ways: in a machine-readable file for researchers and in a consumer-friendly format as a price estimator.
How does it look at 3 years after that?
It's iffy, honestly. We expected to be able to compare prices that were reliable, and unfortunately, there were some hospitals that still weren't even providing prices for procedures that we know they offer.
Garino and her team at the U.S. Public Interest Research Group, or PIRG, looked at prices for a knee replacement surgery at 27 hospitals in the Cleveland, Ohio metro area.
And we found a huge variation in prices when it came to the cash price, and a smaller but still significant variation when it came to the insured price.
Some only had downloads of complicated files you'd need a special program to read.
Our national investigative team did our own analysis on hospital prices, spending months trying to find price information at 74 of the nation's largest hospitals. Of those, 77% had a tool designed to help patients determine hospital cost, as well as a comprehensive price list.
So there has been improvement. And I think that the updates to the rule this past December will help as well. But I think now we need to focus on the reliability of the information, not just the access to it.
As far as what patients can do to help themselves, Garino says if you're paying through cash or without insurance, there's a requirement called a good faith estimate. If your final bill is $400 or more than your estimate, you're entitled to dispute it. You can also ask your insurance company how much the procedure will cost you out of pocket.
I think the more that we use these tools, the more that we ask hospitals for prices, the more likely we are to move closer to accurate prices.
With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Carice Jackman.
And with that, we will leave you of a live look of the Tucson area. You can see all that gray out there, some rain coming down. Hope you are having a great evening. Stay safe out there. And again, join us for 13 News Live at 10 for your latest weather and all your news headlines. Have a good night.